While at Texas State University, have you ever not purchased a textbook for your course because of the price? Most of us can say we have had a similar situation, often having to borrow textbooks from a friend or use outdated versions as substitutes. As most of you know, textbooks, prices, and the programs associated with them can be generally pricey on top of your required tuition fees. As young adults like yourself still pursuing schooling for your career, it is essential to be aware that the prices on textbooks, online homework, and other softwares that is required for your class can be costly. This issue will affect you as you continue to register for classes at Texas State University and until graduation. We are students at Texas State, so we know firsthand about the issues of dealing with pricey textbooks. For example, I spent $900 on online programs and books my freshman year at Texas State. Because of this, we have taken it upon ourselves to research all the possible solutions for this problem. Because the pricing for textbooks at Texas State can be upscale, we propose that the university implements open source books and open educational resources as a requirement for all professors to give to their students. Before we can thoroughly evaluate all possible solutions for pricey textbooks and programs, we first need to grasp the problem and recognize the need for less expensive textbooks at Texas State University. The problem is that at Texas State University, the Managing Textbook Cost Committee, also known as MTCC, surveyed and found that 55% of students at Texas State University reported not purchasing course materials or the textbook for a course this semester due to cost. Some students, 22%, felt they received a poorer grade without the textbook, and 12% reported taking fewer courses due to the course material cost.
It's evident that the cost of textbooks and learning materials at Texas State is very high. Due to this, Texas State and the university as a whole needs to implement some sort of protocol or requirement that would allow for professors to incorporate more open source material into their curriculums. To summarize everything that we've said, we evaluated the best solution for the evident problem concerning textbooks and program costs throughout this speech. We agree that the best solution to fix this problem is for professors to obtain open source materials and to allow for students to use those in their classes. This option will not only impact the grades of the students but also the attendance as the new semester begins. Could you imagine not having to pay for your books when you register for classes and that you find out they're free on the internet, or there's some sort of online bookshelf website where you have them for free? To make this a reality, please take a few minutes out of your day to email faculty or staff members at the department level and dean's office about this issue concerning textbook expenses. Let your voice be heard.
A follow article states that the average cost of textbooks has risen at quadruple the rate of inflation over the past 10 years. Vox.com says that there are two main causes for the skyrocketing prices of textbooks and learning course materials. The first is that there isn't a lot of competition in the field. There are four main publishing companies, Pearson, Cengage, McGraw-Hill, and Wiley, that have power over the market, and these companies also avoid putting up books in fields which their competitors have already done so. This really limits the number of textbooks to choose from. And the other major cause is that it's the professors, not the students, that make the requirements for the course and decide which books to teach from. And many of these courses are also requiring students to buy a book that comes with a digital access code. This drives the price up even further because it's a high cost of a code on top of an already high cost of a book. The digital access code is a one-time use only code that corresponds with that specific purchase and that specific student. So it completely eliminates the possibility to share a book like students used to be able to do. And many professors assign work through the access code, so there's no way around it without harming your grade. A lot of students are having trouble affording the high cost of textbooks on top of an already high tuition cost. The College Board says that students should set aside $1,200 a year for materials, and that's just not feasible for some students. It's causing some students to take out loans just for books. And these high costs are really causing some students to just be unable to afford school completely.
Now that we have a good grasp on the problem and the proposed solution, move on to the next step and visualize our future if Texas State took this approach. As students attending Texas State University, our suggested solution will impact us all in distinct ways. The MTCC report stated that 84% of students at Texas State University haven't even heard of the open educational resources. So it is essential to discuss how the solution will cater to you and everyone on campus or off campus. For the students who claim our solution, you will save money and will have fewer expenses to worry about. It will expand your access for learning anywhere and anytime. You will have their materials forever. In the University of Maryland article, it is stated that open educational resources can be modified, excerpted, reorganized, remixed, or even revised to better support the learning objectives of each section of a course, meaning that you won't get a course or you won't find something that is cheaper, or if you're buying something, using something from an open educational resource, it won't be something that's made for a different date or made for a different time. It'll all be updated to the exact time that you need it will be all updated to the course and what the course materials are asking you. And for the students who disapprove of our solutions, you will be adding on to your college funds. Other college students who can't afford these resources for class will not buy the programs at all, affecting their participation during lectures. And also, finally, more course dropouts will be occurring because people can't afford these excessive courses and online books and online readings. It would just cause more people to drop out because they can't afford. Not that they want to drop out, but it's because they can't afford to stay in the class or pay for the materials. And if you don't pay for the materials or you can't find the books, then you will have to do extensive research to find the materials you need for the course that you're taking, depending on the course.
The high price of textbooks is an undeniable problem in Texas State. Thankfully for us, we have a solution. The best solution is for Texas State professors to use open source books or open educational resources, also known as OER, as an alternative for the hard copy books students use today. The term open source refers to information or technology that is not subject to copyright restrictions and that can be transferred between parties. In our case, it means that textbooks and resources are free access to the public. Textbooks can have 3 different distribution methods. These would be print, ebook, or audio formatting. Ebook is the best as it is easier to transport, has longer longevity, and is more affordable. PLOS ONE Journal, the leading producer of OER textbooks, is a testament to the affordability of OER textbooks, as it is estimated to have saved students $500 million since 2012. It doesn't affect learning either, as stated in the MTCC report made by Texas State University. In the report, it is stated, findings overall in studies of OER show modest positive or no effects on student success and significant financial standings to students, along with virtually unlimited access to open learning materials. Therefore, we can see that OER textbooks have either a non-existent